Welcome to iOS Insights, the channel for iOS app development using SwiftUI and Swift. The Math Quiz is created in SwiftUI using MVVM. You will learn how to create the quiz so that each math question is always unique and never repeated. The amount of questions can be set by the user. The default is 10 questions, but you can assign it to any number, for example, 1,000 questions or more if you want to. Each time the user gets the answer correct, the score is incremented and also a smiley face appears. The above is what is included in the course and it is available on iOS Insights. The full source code is already online at iOS Insights, but the first video of the course will be uploaded next week. So this is how the actual maths quiz works. For example, it shows the question, what is 8 times 3? So the answer is 24. And because it is correct, it shows a smiley face. And then it goes on to the next question. What is 9 times by 7? And the answer is 63. And then it shows the next question. What is 7 minus 4? So to get it incorrect, just say if it was like 9. So this time, we will not see the smiley face. And also, you can increment the actual questions, as I said earlier, by tapping on the plus sign if you want more questions. Or if you want to reduce the amount of questions, you just click on minus to reduce it. And all of this is using the MVVM pattern within SwiftUI. And this will be available as from next week. Within your SwiftUI project, add a new Swift file. Name the file question. The purpose of the question struct that we'll be creating will enable our maths questions to be dynamically and randomly generated. So this is what we're going to do right now. Type in struct question let number 1 int, and then number 2 int, let operator symbol equals string. Operator symbol includes things like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and yeah, that's it. And then we need another variable, let answer equal to int. Let options which is an int array. So the let options depends on your option that you selected as an answer for your maths question. So this will be done by selecting one of the 4 buttons that has the correct answer. And that's why options is an array. In it, number 1 equals int random in 1 ... to 10. Number 2 equals int random in 1 ... to 10. So what that means, it will create random numbers between 1 and 10 for numbers 1 and numbers 2. Let operator index equals to index random. Equals to int random 0 ... 3. So what this will do, it will do an if condition or switch condition depending on the symbol that we selected. So if it's plus, that might be at case 0, for example. That's what we'll do now. Switch operator index. Operator index, case is 0, and operator symbol is plus. Answer equals number 1 plus number 2. Case equals 1. You need the semicolon there as well on line 25. Operator symbol equals subtraction. Answer equals number 1 minus number 2. Case is 2. Then operator symbol equals multiplication. Answer equals number 1 times by number 2. Case is 3. Operator symbol equals plus. No, operator symbol equals divide for division. Because we've done plus already on line 26. And answer equals number 1 divided by number 2. And then we need a default case, operator symbol equals comma comma, answer equals 0. Line 25, we need to delete that colon. So now, to generate the random answer options, we need to initialize an array with the correct answer. Var options equals answer. And now we have to create our actual options. So we have to loop through the options. Option.count is less than 4. So that will just keep on looping until there are 4 options. Let random option equals int dot random in answer minus 10 dot 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 answer plus 10. And what that line does on line 45, it will generate a random number within a range centered around the answer. If not options, so if it's not equal to, it doesn't contain random option, so what that does, it checks if the random option is not already in the options array. So if it's not already in the options array, then we need to add it to the options array by using append dot random option. And then next thing we need to do is to shuffle the answer option before assigning them. So it makes it a little bit harder for the user to guess. Now I just compile it. The next thing we need to do is to create an extension. The purpose of the extension will be to hide and show when the answer is correct. Because each time the user gets the answer correct, they get a point. So create a new Swift file. Call the extension We can just call it view extension. Import SwiftUI extension view at view builder function is hidden boolean remove all equals false, and then just return some view. If hidden, if not removed, self.hidden else self. Just compile it. So all this does, it just hides and shows the view when it's required. In next week's lesson, we will implement the Math Quiz view model. In this tutorial, we will create the Math Quiz view model. This will enable the questions to be generated, answers to be checked. For each correct answer, a score of 1 will be incremented. Within your Xcode project, create a new file, which is a Swift file. Name the file Math Quiz View Model. Import SwiftUI. The name of the class is Math Quiz View Model. And we will be inheriting from observable objects. Because we want to observe for any changes. And then we have to create a few published variables at publish var score equals 0, which tracks the current score of the quiz. At publish var current question index equals 0. At publish var questions, which is an array of questions. At publish var quiz complete equals false, and that indicates whether the quiz is complete or not. At publish var number of questions equals 10, and that is the number of questions within the quiz. At published bar answer correct equal to false. The next thing we need to do is to create our generate unique questions method, which is a private method. Generate unique questions. And we also need a temporary array to store our unique questions, which will be generated. While temp questions dot count is less than number of questions, I know it's 21, there should be an open bracket and a closed bracket at the end. Let new question equals question. So that is to generate a new question. If not temp questions dot contains $0 dot number 1 is equal to new question number 1, and $0 dot number 2 is equal to new question number 2, and $0 dot operator symbol is equal to new question dot operator symbol. So what this if statement does, it just checks if the generated question already exists in the temp questions array, and then if it does, then it uses the temp questions array, and then it appends. If it doesn't, it uses the questions temp array, and then it appends the new question onto the array for the quiz. Questions equals temp questions. The next method we need to do is to check to make sure that the answer is correct or not, that the user has selected. Selected answer int. Let current question equals question current question index. So it's getting the current question from the array and assigning it to the current question. If selected answer is equal to current question, the answer, score plus equals 1. Increment the score. Answer correct is true. Current question plus equals 1. That will move to the next question. If current question index is more or equal to questions dot count, quiz complete equals true. So that means all the questions have been answered. And then current question, oh yeah, that should be index, current question index. Our next method is called restart quiz. And the purpose of this method is to reset all the private variables to their defaults. Current question index, quiz complete equals false, and generates unique questions. I'll just compile it. In next week's tutorial, we will implement the content view. In today's tutorial, we will use the Maths Quiz View model within the content view and complete the GUI functionality. The first thing we need to do is to create a new instance of the Maths Quiz View model within our content view. After lines 10, just enter the following: @state object private var view model equals math quiz view model. Let button color equals red, green, blue, orange. So the button colors are the options that the user can select. That should be a comma there. So stop blue should be a full stop there. Show face equals false. The purpose of the show face variable will enable the application to show the face when the player gets the question right. A smiley face will be shown. The next thing we need to do is to delete the V stack between lines 17 and 22, and then add a group. The purpose of the group is to enable us to add many elements within our V stack, which we'll now implement. Text Math Quiz .font custom, the name of the font, size 40, font weight bold, foreground color purple, dot padding if view model dot answer question. So if the answer is right for that question, then display the smile image. So now we need to import the smile image into the assets folder. I have my smile image on my desktop, so I'll just drag it to the assets folder, which is here. And here's the smile image, which is here. I'll just drag it and drop it. And remember to name it Smile. So the next thing we need to do is only show or hide our smile image depending on the answer, if the answer is correct for the question. So we need to call our extension method, which is dot is hidden, view model dot answer, remove, not view model dot answer correct. And what that does, it will hide the image if the view model dot answer is false. So if the answer that the user provided, if it's incorrect, then it will be hidden. Dot on appear, so for the image to be hidden, we need to do this within our thread, which is dispatch queue main async. What we need this thread to be executed 3 seconds later. So what that will do, it will set the view model dot answer correct to false after 3 seconds. View model dot answer correct is equal to false. Because before the correct answer was true and answer correct had the value true in it. So on this line it waits for 3 seconds and then after the 3rd second it will assign it to false again so that the image smile is invisible, so the smile will not be displayable on the screen. Next thing we need to do of line 35, I think there's a bracket missing. Let's add a bracket here. Let me just compile it. After line 34, that is now, type in the following text. Score. View model dot score. That will display the score. Font dot headline dot padding. And then the next thing we need to check is if the quiz is completed or not. If not, view model quiz complete. So if there's still questions to go in the quiz, if view model dot current question index is less than view model question dot count, so that checks to see if there's any more questions to display. If there is, then get the current question. Let current question equals view model dot question open bracket view model current index. So it gets the next question from the array using the current index, and then it displays that question by using the view model dot current index plus 1 what is current question dot number 1 current question dot operator symbol. So that might be what is 1, and the operator symbol could be plus, like what is 1 plus 2. Current question number 2. Then we have a question mark there. And I think there should be closing bracket there. No, that's incorrect. I think I missed out a comma somewhere. Current question dot number 1 current question dot operator symbol I can't see the error, so I'll just type that part out again. What is current question dot operator symbol? Current question dot number 2 question mark comma it's still the same thing. I had to restart Xcode. It seems to be correct now. So this is the next question part. So it will be like, what is Question, what is 1 plus 2? So plus is like the operator symbol, or it might be multiplication, or division, or percentage. And the value there could be 2, or any number. And then now, the next thing we need to do is to give the user the option to select which answer they think is correct for their question. So we need to create another VStack for each current question. Options, ID, cell, optioning, and the next thing we need to do is to add our button action. View model dot check answer option. The text for our button will be option. And you can see it's going through a loop for each of the 4 options. Dot font, dot title, dot foreground color, white, frame width 200, height 50, background, button colors, random element, corner radius is 10. Dot padding, that should be after line 63. Dot padding, dot vertical 5. So each button will have a spacing of 5 pixels between each one. And then we also need a progress view or progress bar. Double view model, current question index +1, total double view model question count. And then we need to add some padding, dot vertical 10, spacer, else we just display a text element that is quiz complete dot font dot headline dot padding. We also need another button to enable the user to restart the quiz. So we implement that button after line 79. If viewModel.quiz quiz complete button action viewModel dot restart quiz, and then we need to add our caption for the restart quiz button, which is restart quiz dot font title dot foreground color dot white dot padding dot background dot blue dot corner radius. Ten. After line 92, we need to create our stepper. The purpose of the stepper is to enable us to specify the amount of questions that we want to be within the quiz. If not view model dot quiz complete stepper value dot view model dot number of questions in 1 dot 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 to 20. Steps of 1. Text number of questions view model number of questions dot padding dot on change view model number of questions. Let's go inside our closure. View model restart quiz. And then the final thing we need is dot on a pair, which calls viewModel to restart the quiz. So as soon as the view appears, the quiz will start. Now let's try and run it to see if it works or not. Just compiling at the moment. It's compiled. So the question is, what is 1 plus 7? 1 add 7 is 8. So if I click on 8, we should see the score incremented by 1 and a smiley face for about 3 seconds. As you can see, the answer is correct, and the next question is, what is 5 take away 7 minus 2 is the answer. As you can see, the score has been incremented by another 1, so the score is now 2. So the next question is, what is 4 minus 1? I'll just get it incorrect to show you that it works correctly. I'll just say 13. As you can see, the smiley face doesn't appear. What is 10 divided by 2? 5. And we can increase or reduce the number of questions by clicking on the minus or the plus sign here of the stepper. See, if I reduce it, then there's only like 4. There's only 1 question in this quiz. If I reduce it to 1, but I can increase it to like 20 if I want to, or more. To increase it to more than 20, just change the code here. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.